As you can tell by the title of today's video, I'm going to be talking all about why I am not setting goals for 2025 so that I can really shift more into my divine feminine power, embrace the life that I believe that Allah has already planned and written for me, and how you can really embrace this concept, embrace this idea, so that you can live the best life ever in 2025 and beyond. Now, I know that sounds like a lot, but hopefully you will tap into this video, listen to what I'm saying, and apply it to your life if it can help you. Hi everyone, Happy New Year. Welcome back to the channel. I am so excited that you are here for yet another episode. So welcome, whether you're new or you are a returning viewer. As you can tell by the title of today's video, I'm going to be talking all about why I am not setting goals for 2025 so that I can really shift more into my divine feminine power, embrace the life that I believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has already planned and written for me, and how you can really embrace this concept, embrace this idea, so that you can live the best life ever in 2025 and beyond. Now, I know that sounds like a lot, but hopefully you will tap into this video, listen to what I'm saying, and apply it to your life if it can help you. But before we get into it, let me quickly introduce myself for those of you who are new here. My name is Kiara Solomon, and I am the founder of the Mother Hustler movement. I am a full-time stay-at-home mompreneur, and I have been running my own business, another business called the Right Click Agency, for 10 years now. This year we will be celebrating 10 years. I am so glad that you are here with me for this part of my journey with the Mother Hustler movement, because here we inspire mompreneurs and aspiring mompreneurs just like you to transform their lives and build wealth on their own terms. And so if you're not already a member of our private Facebook community, please make sure you check out the link below in the description box and you join that group, because we talk all about mindset, motivation, money, fashion, so many amazing topics, investing, and not just myself, but all of the amazing women who are a part of that community contribute to making it such a great place to be. So make sure that you join that community. And if you find that today's video is beneficial for you, I want to make sure that you get the opportunity to dive even deeper into this concept with us. I am hosting a live virtual vision board party, and I'm going to be talking even more about this concept of how you can start manifesting using your divine feminine power, and how you can really start living the life of your dreams in 2025 and beyond. So go ahead and check out the link in the description box below to get signed up for that. It's going to be a virtual workshop webinar. Now, before I can really dive into this topic of why I'm not setting any goals for 2025 and what I'm doing instead of that, as well as the why, the motivation behind all of it, I have to first make sure that for those of you who are new to the channel, or those of you who have joined over the past few months, because we have been growing our community so quickly, if you've never heard me define the mother hustler mindset. I want to do that now because this will really help you to understand where I see our community going and where I see myself going personally, like where my mind is right now on this journey of being a mompreneur. So, the mother hustler mindset is a bold, savvy, and spiritual approach to life and to business, where a mom redefines the hustle by building wealth on her own terms. That's the definition of the mother hustler mindset. So, a mother hustler does not believe in the concept of working harder to be able to accomplish more, because really a mother hustler knows that all of her accomplishments, all of her success, her profound impact in every area of her life, her job, her friendships, her relationships, all of that comes from her operating smarter, using her wisdom, and by also taking actions in this world that are truly aligned with her purpose and power and who she sees herself as a woman. So she knows that the number one key to her success is embodying this energy and maintaining her spiritual connection with God, which is the secret sauce that everyone is trying to figure out. But doing this, staying aligned emotionally, spiritually, staying connected, staying grounded, using her wisdom to be able to balance her love, prioritizing her family, putting first things first, and protecting her peace, doing the hard things that are sometimes necessary to be able to protect what we are building from the negativity of the world, however that might show up, so that you can build the life of your dreams, her dreams, your dreams, our dreams. Okay, that's what we're talking about here today. And so when you think about life from that approach, when you think about life from the reality, the truth, that the things that have brought me the most happiness, the things that have brought me the most peace, the things that have been most fulfilling in my life when I have accomplished them. And it's not always about money. Yes, making money is important, but as human beings, as women, we have so many other needs and desires. And so when I, again, prioritize things, when I put first things first, then I understand that I actually don't need to set any more goals for 2025. Okay, most of us will admit that there are many goals that you have set last year, the previous year, the last week for yourself that you have not yet accomplished. There are things that you keep moving from vision board to vision board, from to-do list to to-do list, from goal sheet to goal sheet, and they're just not getting done. They're just not getting done. So many of us, I'm including myself in this because, if I can be honest, being fed up with myself was the starting place for this process. And I actually adopted much of this process that I'm going to share with you guys today and have been adapting it to my life and my lifestyle for some years now. For consistently, I would say about 4 to 5 years now, I have been living from this premise, not the not setting goals, the other part that I'm going to share with you guys, the what I'm doing instead. But this year, I feel more confident than ever before in my belief that, who we are is not what we desire to be, but who we are is actually the person that shows up and what we do or don't do on a daily basis. And so if you're like me, you may have written down things before that you wanted to accomplish. Like I said, move them from vision board to vision board, and just been trying to figure out how to get more things done. So I would say about around the time that I started my business, so about 10 years ago, I read a book that really changed the way I looked at my life and changed the way I thought I could live my life. And it was called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Now, this process that I'm going to share with you guys is based on several other books that I've read around time management, goal setting, balancing life, all of those different things. And so I'm going to link all of them, any book that I mentioned, in the description box below, where you can, order it on Amazon. I also recommend many of these books, most if not all of them, are available on an app called Everand, which is, it used to be called Scribed, but has a new name, and basically it is an unlimited monthly membership for ebooks, audiobooks, and other just great documents. So I podcast all kinds of content. So I definitely recommend that you subscribe to that, and I will link Everand as well, their website, in the description box below. So, as I said, I read this book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And one of the things that he talks about in the book is, and it's actually written by the dad of another of my favorite books, an author of another of my favorite books, Stephen Covey. Another book that I mention all the time on in my other business is written by the son, Stephen R. Covey, called The Speed of Trust. I don't know why that just popped in my head, but anyway. So Stephen Covey, the dad, wrote this book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And in the book, he talks about this concept of your roles and goals. And that, in each area of your life, you should have priorities and goals that you set for each area. And so, as I said, this was kind of new to me because I thought that at the time, I was just supposed to have a job, go to my job on a day-to-day basis, take care of my family, take care of the bills, and ultimately, somewhere along the line, I was going to become rich in some kind of way. I was going to manifest all of my dreams and goals, but I didn't really have a plan for getting to those things. I just thought, I'm going to make this vision board and set these New Year's resolutions or goals every year, and then one day it will somehow manifest. And so reading this book really started to transform the way I looked at my life. And it's a very in-depth time management book. I definitely recommend that you read it, especially if you like what we're talking about in today's video, because it was the foundation for the way I have been building my life over the past decade. I can't believe that. It's so crazy to me. So what happens to keep us from accomplishing our goals, right? It's not that we don't believe in ourselves, because if you didn't believe in yourself, then you wouldn't keep setting the goals. And it's not that you don't think that these things are actually possible for you, or even, you're good enough or something like that. Because again, you keep setting the goal, you keep trying again to accomplish it. So what is it really? Right? What is the thing that is really keeping us from accomplishing the things that are piling up on your list of things that you want to do, whether it's travel, weight loss, cleaning out your house and rearranging, or doing just, simple home improvement projects, taking that family vacation, starting that business, becoming a content creator, being an influencer, whatever it is that you have set as a goal for yourself. The thing that is most likely probably keeping you from accomplishing it is that you do not have the structure, meaning you don't have the routines, nor do you have the habits in place of actually executing on these things on a long-term, ongoing basis so that you can bring it into your reality. Now, I know that was a mouthful, so I want to kind of break down what I mean by that to hopefully help you understand what many of us are struggling from when it comes to trying to balance it all as being a mom. And I don't have the time to really get into the details of what a lot of us are dealing with, but I will say that so many times it shows up as procrastination, it shows up as overwhelm, it shows up as self sabotage, it shows up as chaotic situations that just come out of nowhere because we are not fulfilled in what we are doing, and subconsciously we're trying to wake ourselves up and get out of the routine, do something different, find another way. But because we are creatures of nature and all operating based on our programming, which we get our programming from so many different places, our parents, from schools, from the media, social media. So it's not necessarily your fault, but it is your job at this point. If you are tuned into this video, it is your job to recognize if you are living in this cycle and then try to do something different so that you can accomplish your goals in 2025. So, what I just said, most of us do not have the habits and structure in place that is needed for the long-term execution that it takes to bring a goal or desire into our reality. So, what I mean by that is if you do something one time, it doesn't make you an expert or a professional in that thing. If you throw one party, you can start saying that you're an event planner, but that doesn't make you a professional event planner. Another good example is if you have sex and conceive a child, right? That doesn't make you a mother when that act takes place. What makes something harden into our reality, harden into our 3D experience, is consistently doing that thing, is consistently, repeatedly performing an act or a task. So if you have an egg that is fertilized and then it, is placed in your uterus and nurtured over the course of 9 whole months, at the end of 9 months, a baby, a child will be developed and ready, inshallah, to be born, typically in most cases. And if you take care of that child, or someone takes care of that child and nurtures it and feeds it and, provides it with what it needs to survive and live over the course of 18 plus years, inshallah, it will develop into an adult male, right? Or female, whatever the gender. But the day you have sex, the day that the sperm is injected into the egg, is not the day that you become a mother. Another great example of this is fitness. If you want to lose 10 pounds, tone up your body, get more in shape, going to the gym once a month is not going to have an impact. Eating healthy one day out the month is not going to make any visible changes. It's a step in the right direction, but if you were committed and you were showing up, even if you went to the gym for 3 hours once a month, if you were instead committed to showing up 3 times a week for 45 minutes consistently every week for the next 12 weeks, over time, even if you didn't change anything about your eating habits, your consistency in showing up at the gym and that extra activity, you're going to see a difference in your body. You're going to see a difference in your energy. You're gonna see physical, visible changes. So that's why it's so important for us to have these structures in place when it comes to us actually bringing our dreams and goals into fruition, right? And I want to talk a little bit more about what I'm doing instead, what I have been focusing on. Now, I've actually been focusing on this for the past 90 days. So I started like in October of 2024. until now, because I knew that this was the direction that I wanted to take my life in. I felt a lot of different changes happening just in the way my career was unfolding, as well as my desires as a woman, like what I wanted the rest of my life to look like. Again, as I approached this really big milestone, you guys, to me, of being in business for 10 years. And I can honestly look back at what we have done over the past 10 years and say, wow, that was great. What do I want the next 10 years to look like? So for me, this is really a long-term approach to designing my lifestyle. And inshallah, we will begin to see it continue to unfold in this direction throughout the rest of the year. So how do we position ourselves to level up more, to discipline ourselves more, and to get more done within this whole mother hustler mindset of not working harder, not doing every single thing, and overstressing ourselves, overworking ourselves, outperforming the competition? What is the other option into or in regards to accomplishing our goals? I want to start by giving you guys this quote, which says, if you are not what you desire to be, what you are is your compromises. It means that the things that you are settling for, the compromises that you are choosing to make in your life, is what your life is producing. And we're not judging. We're just saying we listen and we don't judge. But some of us have unhealthy eating habits. We don't like the way our bodies look. We might call it a Big Mac because you keep giving yourself a Big Mac, and you're not really happy. I'm not judging again. You're not really happy with those results, but you're not choosing to do anything different. If your business isn't growing and you're not making the money that you feel you should be making, but you're also not showing up consistently, then we understand why you are still struggling to see your business grow. So for me at this phase, I am in the perfecting routines phase. I can honestly say that, managing my own schedule and own time as a full-time entrepreneur is the biggest challenge that I ever faced. And I definitely have had over the past 10 years some really optimal times when I've been right on track as it relates to like showing up on time places, keeping my schedule and routines in place. And then I've had times where I've not been so great at doing it and have been inconsistent and, am not pleased with my results. So this is not about perfect performance by far. This is about building the routines and habits and gaining clarity around what your standard of performance is as it relates to your areas of life and the things that you want to accomplish. So instead of setting goals, what I am doing is setting performance standards. In order to be able to set and determine your performance standards, you have to do a personal evaluation. And truthfully, the only other person that can help you with your personal evaluation is God. One of the things I tell my sons all the time is like, I don't even know what your best is. You and God, you and Allah are the only people who know what you're capable of doing. So this is a time for some self-reflection. I definitely recommend that you take, an hour or more to sit with yourself and ask yourself, in the areas of life that I categorize are self-care, like how well I'm taking care of myself, my faith and spiritual connection with Allah, how well I'm taking care of that, my family relationships, meaning my immediate family relationships, as well as extended family. Of course, there's a lot less pressure for extended family, but the people who I live with, the people who I communicate with and talk to on a daily and weekly basis, whoever those people are for you, my fitness and my health, how well I'm taking care of my body and the temple that I have been given, which I need to be able to be at its top condition so that I can perform all of the different things that I have to do. How well I'm taking care of my professional life, my career, and how I'm showing up for myself in that area. My finances and financial wealth, like future goals, how I am showing up for myself there. I'm like, there are times when I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm spending way too much, or oh, I've been doing great saving and I'm really proud of my financial growth. And then friends and fun. Friends and fun, sad to say for me, is often at the bottom of the list. But the reason why is not because I don't want to have fun and not because I don't want to hang out with my friends. It's also because I have desire to build a life that brings me joy in all of these other areas, and a lot of times that overlaps with things that I find to be enjoyable and fun, and also sometimes include my friends. So that's the reason why now I do keep it as a separate category, because I want to carve out for myself things that I do that are not related to money, and friends that I have that are not related to business. So I have hobbies such as sewing or painting, which I don't barely talk about professionally, and definitely barely show people anything that I do. But it's a hobby of mine that I enjoy, and I actually have friends around those hobbies and we talk about those things. So figuring out what that is for you. Again, these are my areas, and these are the areas that I evaluate my own performance in. Now, once you have figured out what your standard of performance is, what you expect from yourself, what is ideal from yourself, when it comes to your faith and connection to God, what do you feel is necessary for you? What would you feel proud of yourself about if you could consistently do that? For me, it's making all 5 daily prayers, it's setting aside time to pray tahajjud, it's reading the Quran daily and making sure that I'm spending, even if it's just 10 minutes a day, reflecting on the Quran. So what does that look like for you? For self-love and self-care, again, that for me is maintaining my beauty routines, my hair, my skincare, making sure that I'm taking time out for myself and just doing stuff that I want to do, and I'm prioritizing that. I'm not putting that on the back burner so that I can show up for someone else. Now, again, as I said, once you have these performance areas and your performance standards, you can determine if you're operating at your optimal performance. And if you're not, now you need to develop for yourself a performance improvement plan. And so that really is what 2025 will be for me. Personally, it's my 2025 performance improvement plan. I know that even though so many times my family and friends and clients and children, everyone thinks that I'm doing such a great job, and I'm not, at all denying that I am. But I also know the areas where I slack off, where I can do better, and where I see myself doing better, so that I can more align with the person that I want to be and the life and lifestyle that I want to live. That doesn't mean that I'm not doing a great job already. And it doesn't mean that I have to aim for perfect, because that's not by far what I'm aiming for. But what I am aiming for is to say, I know that what I've been giving is, B, maybe C level work. And in the places where I've been slacking off, I want to see myself improve. I want to bring that C up to an A. I want to do better for me. This is not about anybody else. This is really about my own goals and my own desires and my own vision that I have for myself. Now, the reason that this works is because building routines and habits is so much easier to implement in your life versus overwhelming to-do lists. And in that book that I mentioned earlier, the seven habits of highly effective people, one of the things that I learned from that book, as well as a few others, such as the 4-hour work week, which is another one I really love, is operating on time blocks and really blocking out time to work on things instead of trying to find the time and always giving a bunch of projects my undivided attention. Leveraging time blocks for me really gives me the ability to not just flow with life and what I feel like doing or what needs my attention at the moment, but it also takes the overwhelm and pressure of a big project off of me, because as opposed to feeling like I have to do all of this in one fell swoop in this one day a month, I'm going to record, all of this content and do all of this stuff and build this landing page and get this whole sales funnel up and running. And I'm going to give myself a day to do it, 8 whole hours. I'm going to sit there and stay focused. Whereas if I look at it from the other perspective of giving myself 2 hours, 3 times out the week to work on this particular project, that's 6 hours a week. And if I give myself a month to get it done and I make consistent progress every week over the course of the next month, I will have spent 24 hours of focused time doing my best and really giving it my best, so that I know that at the end of this month's period, I've invested, and how much can you get done if you are spending 24 hours a week working on one or two projects? Could you launch that new course? Could you finish that training? Could you finally learn how to get started investing or some other new skill that you've been trying to learn? Could you clean out your basement? That's a project I'm working on right now personally. What can you get done in these small pockets of time versus trying to do everything all in one? So, as I said, the books that I love that have really helped me transform this mindset shift have been The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, The Power of Habit, and The 12-Week Year, which I'll link all of those as well as the Everand membership in the description box below, so you guys can definitely check them out. And if you're not already a part of the Mother Hustler movement, definitely join the group, because we're going to be sharing more on this topic of organizing your schedule, focusing on personal improvement plans versus creating these high and lofty goals. And I'm also going to do a part 2 of this video for why I'm not setting any goals in 2025. And I'm going to show you guys how I've used ChatGPT over the past 90 days to help me optimize my routines. So this is actually the reason why I'm so confident that this is going to work for 2025. But I'm going to show you guys how I took all those old goals and built routines, and now we are operating from these personal standard performance levels, as well as these daily routines and habits. I know I'm going to kill 2025. I hope that you guys will join me in implementing this lifestyle change for yourselves as well. I would love to hear your thoughts on it. So please drop a comment below if this helped you, if you got any clarity around what you can do different in 2025, and if you're going to join us for the vision board party, which again, I'm going to show you my strategy to building vision boards. As I said, I started kind of making this switch about 10 years ago, and at the time, I taught like some back-to-back classes about creating vision boards and how I design them. All of this stuff is stuff that I've been using for the past 10 years. I stopped teaching the vision board part because so many people were doing vision board parties, but I feel that it's so important to bring this process, my process, back now that we're in 2025 and I'm introducing you guys to all of this new lifestyle stuff, because my hope, my intention is that you will see how all of this is possible for you. I don't want you to see the things that I'm doing as standards that you should have for your own life. I want you to see it as an opportunity to do whatever you want to do, the freedom to do whatever you want to do, whatever your desires are for your life, and how no matter how little time you think you might have right now, you still can start building a path forward to transform your life and live the life of your dreams. So I hope this was helpful to you guys. If you've made it to this point in the video, please make sure that you like, and if you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button so you never miss an upload. Stay tuned for part 2 of how I use ChatGPT to optimize my routines and schedules for 2025, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.